Let's go to solving simultaneous equations using determinants or using the determinant method. Here, in these examples, we are going to deal with 2 by 2 simultaneous equations first. It says, solve each of the following equations using determinant methods. The first one is 2x plus y is 4, x plus y is equal to 3. Equation 1. Let me write solutions here. Equation 1. 2x plus y is equal to 4. X plus y is equal to what? 3. 2x plus y is equal to 4. X plus y is equal to 3. I've written 6 equations here. We'll just do 2 together. You do the rest yourself. Now, in this question, first thing is to find the determinant of all the coefficients on the left. So here, the coefficient of x is 2 here, and it is 1 here. So I'll go ahead and write 2 and 1 for x. Also, the coefficients of y here are plus 1 and plus 1. It is plus 1 here. It is plus 1 here. It's also plus 1 here. So I'll write 1, 1 here. And find this determinant. What will this determinant give me? 2 times 1. This diagonal minus 1 times 1, this diagonal. That gives me what? 2 minus 1, which is 1. So the determinant of the matrices of the coefficients on the left is what? 1. I'll now go ahead and get delta x. To get delta x, I'll come to this determinant, change the coefficients of x, which are 2 and 1, to this one's outside, 4 and 3. So instead of 2, 1 here, I'm going to have 4, 3, 1, 1. So for delta x, instead of 2, 1, I'm going to write 4, 3, 1, 1. As you can notice, I have changed the coefficients of x from 2 and 1 to 4 and 3, which are the coefficients of which are the constants outside. So this gives me 4 times 1. This determinant is going to give me 4 times 1 minus 3 times 1. That's 4 minus 3, 1. So delta x is 1. I'll do the same thing for y. How do I get delta y? Let's go ahead and get delta y. To get delta y, I will keep the coefficients of x, but change those of y to 4 and 3. So I'll come here. The coefficients of x are what? 2 and 1. I will keep that. I will write 2 and 1. But instead of writing 1 and 1 for coefficients of y here, instead of writing 1 and 1, I will write 4 and 3. So to get delta y, I'll get 2, 1, 4, 3. Oh, sorry, I've made a mistake here. I should keep the coefficients of x. So 2, 1, 4, 3. It is those of y which were 1, 1 before that I will change to 4, 3. Now to evaluate this determinant, what do I get? I'll get 2 times 3 minus 4 times 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 1 is what? 4. So delta y is what? 2. So after getting delta y and delta x, my x is delta x over delta, and my y2 is delta y over delta. So my x is 1 over 1, my y is 2 over 1. What does that give you? That gives you 1 for x, and y is what? 2. So that's how to solve a simultaneous equation using determinant method. So as your exercise now, you answer questions 2, 3, and 4 yourself. Yeah, that's right. You answer questions 2, 3, and 4 by yourself. Or maybe I should help you with question 2. All right, let me help you with question 2 so that you'll be left with just 3 and 4. Let me help you with question Let me help you with question 2. So you are just left with 3 and 4. All right. Let's take a second example. Question 2. Question 2, in question 2, minus x minus y is 3, 2x plus 3y is minus 8. Two x plus 3y is minus 8, minus x minus y is 3. So here, first thing also, I'll find delta, which is the determinant of all the coefficients on the left. That's minus 1, 2, minus 1, 3. I hope you can see this. The coefficient of x here is minus 1. I've written out that the coefficient of x here is 2. I've written that out too. Here, minus 1 and 3 are the coefficients of what? Y. So my determinant for this coefficient will be minus 1 times 3 minus what? 2 times minus 1. What does that give you? That gives you minus 3 minus what? Minus 2. So that's minus 3 plus 2. Minus 3 plus 2 is what? Minus 1. So I'll keep that and go ahead and get delta x. To get delta x, I am to change the coefficient of x here from minus 1 and 2 to what? 3 and 8, and keep those of y. So I'm going to write 3 and minus 8, minus 1 and 3. So I'll write 3 minus 8 instead of writing minus 1, 2. Then I'll keep those of y. Those of y are minus 1 and 3. I will not change those ones. So minus 1 and 3. Now, what does this determinant give me? 3 times 3 minus 8 times minus 1. That's 9 minus 8. And that's what? 9 minus 8. So delta x is what? 1. Also, I'll find delta y. To find delta y, I'm going to keep the coefficients of x. The coefficients of x are what? The coefficients of x are minus 1 and 2. The coefficients of x are minus 1 and 2. So I'm going to keep minus 1 and 2. I'm going to keep minus 1 and 2. I'll keep minus 1 and 2. But I'll change minus 1 and 3. I'll change minus 1 and 3 to 3 and minus 8. So I'm going to write, for delta y, I'm going to write minus 1, 2, 3 minus 8. Minus 1, 2, 3 minus 8. What does that give you? So this determinant will give me minus 1 times minus 8. Minus 1 times minus 8 minus what? Minus what? 2 times 3. That's 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. That's delta y. So I cannot get my x. My x is delta x over delta, which is what? Minus 1 over 1. Delta x over delta is 1 over minus 1, sorry. 1 over minus 1. And that gives me minus 1. So x is minus 1. Also, y is delta y over what? Delta. That's 2 over what? Minus 1. So y is what? Minus 2. That answers question 2. X is minus 1. Y is minus 2. So now let's go to question 5. I'm going to answer just one question on 3 by 3 matrix. Let's go to question 5. In question 5, let me see if I can lift it completely. Does it allow me to lift it? No, I don't think so. So let me copy. X plus y plus z is equal to 6. We'll copy the equation one after the other. x plus y plus z is equal to 6. X plus y plus z is equal to what? 6. That's the first line. Second line, x minus y minus z is minus 4. Second line, x minus y minus z is minus 4. Then the third line says 2x plus y minus 3z is minus 5. 2x plus y minus 3z is minus 5. Let me be sure that's very correct. 2x plus y minus 3z is minus 5. 2x plus y minus 3z is minus 5. So first of all, here too, I'll find my determinant. What will my determinant be? 1, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Then 2, 1, minus 3. So here, what do I do to get my determinant? You are very familiar with this, so I'm going to be fast. That's plus 1. I'll cross 1. What do I have left? Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. After crossing that, what do I have left? Okay, hold on. After crossing, let me write this first. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, and plus, minus, plus. So to find my determinant, I'll cross this one. 1 should be positive. That gives me what? 1 times 3 minus 1. Then next, I'll cross 1 again. It should be given negative sign. That's what? Minus 1 times, after crossing this one, I have 1 times minus 3 and 2 times minus 1 left. So 1 times minus 3 is what? Minus 3. 2 times minus 1, minus 2. So that's minus 3 minus 2. Lastly, on that row, I have 1 here to take a positive sign. So that's plus 1 times, after crossing this one, what do I have left? 1 times 1 here, minus what? 2 times minus 1 here. So that's 1 minus minus 2. That's what? 1 minus minus 2. That gives me 1 times 4 minus 1 times minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Then plus 1 times what? 3. So my determinant is 4 plus 1 plus 3. That's what? 8. Delta is what? 8. I'll now do the same thing I did for 2 by 2 matrices. Find delta x. To get delta x, I'm going to change the coefficient of x. Instead of writing 1, 1, and 2, I'll write what? 6 minus 4 and minus 5. So I'm going to write 6 minus 4 minus 5, but keep those. I'll keep the coefficients of y. 1 minus 1, 1. 1 minus 1, 1. I'll keep those of y and those of z. 1 minus 1 minus 3. 1 minus 1 minus 3. I hope this is clear. So I'll change the coefficients of x to the constants outside. What does that give me? I'm not going to show the steps for this. That gives me plus 6 times 3 minus minus 1. Then minus 1 times 12 minus 5. Then plus 1 times minus 4 minus 5. That's what? 6 times. That's 6 times 3 plus 1, 4. Minus 1 times 7 plus 1 times minus 9. That's going to give you 24 minus 7. That gives me 24 minus 7 minus 9. 24 minus 7 is 17. 17 minus 9 is what? 8. So So that gives you delta x as what? 8. Take note. Also, let's now find delta y. Let's go on and find delta y. How do you get a delta y? I will keep the coefficients of x 1, 1, 2. The coefficients of x are what? The coefficients of x are 1, 1, 2. I'll keep that, but change those of y. Those of y are, the coefficients of y are 1 minus 1 in the middle here. 1 minus 1 and 1. I'll change those 3 to 6. I'll change those 3 to 6 minus 4 and minus 5. So instead of writing 1 minus 1 and 1, I'll write 6 minus 4 and minus 5. 6 minus 4 and minus 5. Also, on the third side, on the third side, I'll keep the coefficients of z. I'll keep the coefficients of z. I won't change them because I'm not finding delta z. I'm finding delta y. The coefficients of z are 1, minus 1, and minus 3. So I'll keep those ones. 1, minus 1, and minus 3. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, minus 1, and minus 3. So my determinant is what? Sorry, that looked a bit crooked. So my determinant for delta y is what? Plus 1 times 12 minus 5. Then minus 6 times minus 3 minus 2 plus 1 times what? Minus 5 minus 8. So I'm sure you understand this. We've done it many times. So this gives you 1 times 7 minus 6 times 1 times 7 minus 6 times minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Then 1 plus 1 times what? Minus 5 plus 8. This is minus 5 plus 8. Minus times minus is plus. Minus 5 plus 8 is what? 3. So that's going to be equal to 7 plus 6 plus 3. That's what? That's 7 plus 9. So delta y is what? 16. So next, I'll find delta z. How do I get delta z? I'll keep the coefficients of x. The coefficients of x here are what? 1, 1, 2. I'll keep the coefficients of x. I'll write 1, 1, 2 for x. Let's go ahead and write 1, 1, 2. I'll keep the coefficients of y also. Here, the coefficients of y are 1, minus 1, and 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? The coefficients of y are 1, minus 1, and 1. So that's what? 1, minus 1, 1. But instead of writing the coefficients of z as what? 1, 1, minus 3. Actually, the coefficients of z ought to be 1, minus 1, minus 3. But instead of writing 1, minus 1, minus 3, I'll go ahead and replace those with 6 minus 4 minus 5 because I'm looking for delta z. So I'm going to write 6 minus 4 minus 5 for the coefficients of z. 6 minus 4 minus 5. What does that give me? 6 minus 4 minus 5. So delta z is plus 1 times 5 minus 4. I'm sure you know that well. Minus 1. I'm using the first row. I'm taking my determinant across the first row. Times what? Minus 1 minus 5 minus 8. Minus 5 minus 8. Plus 6 times what? 1 minus 2. So that gives me 1 times 9 minus 1 times minus 5 here. Minus 5 plus 8 is what? 3. So that's minus 1 times 3 plus 6 times here. This is 1 minus 2. That's 1 plus 2, 3. So that gives me 1 plus 2, 3. That's plus 6 times 3. So this is 9 minus 3 plus what? 18. 9 minus 3 plus 18. That's what? 6 plus 18. 24. So delta Z is what? 24. I can now go ahead and find my X, Y, and Z. I'll go ahead now and find my X, Y, and Z. Therefore, X is delta X over delta, which is 8 over 8, which is what? 1. Also, Y is delta Y over delta, which is 16. 16 over what? 8, which is 2. Z gives what? Delta Z over Z is equal to delta Z over delta, and that's 24 over 8. That's 3. So X is equal to 1, Y is equal to 2, and Z is equal to what? 3. That's the solution of my simultaneous equation. This is how we solve simultaneous equation involving 3 unknowns using determinants. Please take note of this. So your classwork now for 3 by 3 determinants will be what? Will be your exercise is question 6. Do that and submit in the comment section so I can help you mark it. Best of luck.